never heard of a gender reconciliation workshop. I didn't know what to expect in the first place. The work itself is so powerful that anyone who was in that room and introduced to it somehow just grabbed that, and that was enough to just pull you in and let you fully participate.
It was a really amazing experience for multiple reasons, both in terms of the fact that I'm relatively new at this university, and I myself have had some really difficult experiences with gender discrimination and the like on campus, which is something I'd never really experienced.
I thought it was just going to be learning about gender-based violence in a distance, just like it happens this way, this and that's the signs of that. I didn't know it was going to be something that zooms into us, and that's when actually you tell the truth. That's when you're honest with yourself. So it was wonderful. It was really wonderful.
As the teacher of the gender violence course, for me the workshop complemented the course, so snugly, because as the students have just mentioned, we do a lot of academic work and theoretical aspects, and we talk about the pain of men and women, and it closed that gap, between the theory that we talk about and people's own experiences.
At our institution, we attempt, and you know this, to help students and therefore help ourselves to really live into their full potential in terms of leading change in our society. I would like you to please honor this invitation and honor this opportunity that you have by remaining emotionally connected here. So the process will do it anyway. But the moment you begin to think, I have to, study for the test on Monday, and that's fine. But when you're here, keep your heart here. Keep your heart here. That will have you change. And when you change the world.
Kindness. I think starting with the silence, that silence to allow people to be present. I think that is really key.
Y bueno, ahora queremos que encuentren una compañía, una pareja, tal vez alguien que no conozcan muy bien.
For example, one man said at the end of this work, "I'm glad to have seen women speaking from their heart about the way they've been violated, because I myself as a man have done many of these things, and today I'm aware of the pain that I have caused." Another woman said, "I used to hate every man, but now as a result of this work, I'm a new person, and I've learned that not all men are the same, and I respect men."
And I was very encouraged, by the responses of the students. They did voluntarily give of themselves, and that was very rich. And also to create a forum for the students to interact in ways that a lecture doesn't offer.
She was narrating this story. Actually, my tears came out. My tears came out, and that is the reason that triggered my spirit to feel that I need to apologize.
The miracle of all that was when one of the gentlemen stood up and went to the center and knelt down. Even I feel emotional when I talk about it. Knelt down. You know about our culture, and you know how men don't give any space. And this gentleman went and knelt down and said, "I want to apologize on behalf of your uncles." And then the girl just started weeping. And she said, at that moment, when that man knelt down and apologized, she forgave him. A hatred that she had carried for so long. And she was just cleansed. That was powerful. That was awesome to see. I mean, it works. it really works. It really changes people's lives.
What relevance do you think this work might have on the university campus?
It is so necessary, and it has to happen. I mean, gender, people just aren't even aware, of what's going on right in front of their very eyes. I mean, even if, it just reaches a portion of the student body, if, even the smallest little seed could just have the most amazing impact.
Outside the court right now. Let's get a word from all the protesters. This bill is absolutely outlandish and violates human rights.
What is different about this work from any other gender work that is mostly happening in different institutions? The difference about this work is that we work with both men and women, and it's about healing, not blaming.
I got to know about women, and I got to know about myself as a man. I actually understood what is the life of women in the society, in my family, and I actually understood their emotions, who they are. It's really helped me these 3 days to understand both of us.
Compartir ese trabajo con las personas que a Colombia.
Particularly when men were sharing their experiences, there was a typical strong man, a guy, when you look at, you will see that this is a very strong and muscular man, tough, nothing can break him. When he actually shared his experiences, the fact that he too has been hurt. When we did that little ritual, because I was positive and energized, and when it happened and seeing how genuine it was, when they gave the gift and receiving it, and I sat there and I imagined that have other women experienced getting a gift and receiving it as genuinely as they did from a man before. No hidden agendas, I'm just doing this for you.
Good woman, noble woman. The richness and the big heart you have, contributing the unconditional love you have for everybody.
There's so much of religion, in all religions has been very male dominated. So we religious leaders need to be liberated from our male domination. I know many priests, my own personal experience, who would like to be liberated, but we don't have a methodology to do that.
Do you think this work could contribute to that in some way?
Oh, it would be tremendous, it would offer a major breakthrough, this type of work.
I would like this kind of work to happen more naturally in more different spaces with more kinds of the variety of groups. Make it normal to begin to talk about these things.
There's a real risk today too for our generation to say, oh well, the women's movement has happened, the feminist movement has happened, we've healed the wounds, let's move on. And it was so clear. We had people in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, all the way up to their 80s, and the wounds were pretty much the same across every age. And so we can think we've changed things, but it was pretty evident the change that needs to happen has not happened.
We don't wait and say to ourselves that, maybe I should just think about it, think about my action, the way I act towards a woman, the way I act towards a man, in that place where we should just wait and be mindful of every action that we take and every word that we utter to opposite sex. So it was insightful. You begin to think about your own thinking.
And I think just to add on to and agree to what she's saying, that it allows you to think about what you were thinking, but in a relaxed environment. where you're not bombarded with notes and overheads giving you, that you are able to do it for yourself.
We welcome you into the company of men. I honour your courage.
I honour your beauty of spirit.
I honour your intelligence and insight.
May you be.
More than just being relevant, I think the work is actually crucial. They learned so much about each other, and although they're in the same group for this is the 4th year, that it was very insightful and very illuminating for them to learn about their colleagues and their own experiences that they all gelled and have never talked about before.
It's a very trustworthy platform to share and how they can make themselves feel better and feel empowered.
It was not just like you engaging your mind only, but you had to tap into the deeper matters of your heart and tap into another level to actually understand all the processes that were done.
And I love the fact that it also broke down the stigma, the distance between men and women, where you see that we are actually suffering from the same things. So that kind of breaks the thing that you are the other and I am me, but we actually. I guess so. Yeah, that was awesome for me.
It honestly was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, genuinely. I mean, again, just saying that I can't believe what we as a group accomplished in such a short space of time.
Sacred and beautiful women. Over the last 3 days, we've had the privilege and honor of bearing witness to your truth, to your pain, and to what you've endured. On behalf of all men, we wish to extend and offer a deep apology for what you've had to go through in your lives. I speak for every man in this room when I say we very much wish to begin a new experience together.
I think some of our societal problems, inflicting unnecessary pain on each other and spiraling to violence and you name it, I think it would go a long way in addressing that.